Yeah, that don't know the story behind this bell, it literally came from Tassie and Norm's basement. And I found it one time and brought it into the office and we kind of joked about it, but it became a thing and it really works. So this is call to meeting. There we go. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Welcome everyone. This is an awesome turnout. It's great to see you. You probably received a phone call, a text message, or an email from one of your ALC members. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, great, awesome. So as your ALC members, the Agent Leadership Council, our goal for moving forward is to be more connected with all of us and all of you so that you know that number one, we're here for you, and two, to let you know about all the great events that we're putting on for you. So on the educational calendar, on the cultural social side of things, we're going to be reaching out to you regularly to check in and say, hey, here's what's going on, can you make it, and is there anything else we can help you with in the office? So you will be hearing from your designated ALC member fairly regularly. So thanks for coming today. Great to see your faces, and I will let Aresta start things off.
Yes. Hello everyone, it's lovely to see all of you. The energy in the room is fantastic. So that'll take us into the very first slide, which we'll be reviewing on a monthly basis about our KWNR vision and mission. A vibrant market center where sharing, supporting, and growth, both personally and professionally, are our guiding principles. I'm switching everything up. Mission: help all KW neighborhood agents to successfully reach their goals by supporting them through leadership and educational opportunities at the Market Center. And may I say that this feels like a very vibrant Market Center right now in this room. So thank you all for your energy and for your smiling faces. Okay, so this meeting is all going to be about how we can best support you through our education calendar and what are the new educational opportunities that are coming up within the brokerage and KWRI, as well as some celebrations. We've got some people to celebrate. So, happy birthday to Carmel Kidd, Charles Markovich, Rick Gaby, Amy Gilmore, Kathy Marinkovic, Kat Levinsky, Claire, Julie, and Miriam. You will be getting happy birthday phone calls from us. So, here's a who's celebrating in April? Claire. Oh, okay. And a big welcome to our agents. Heather, I apologize. That's R. Oh no, everyone, it's one word. Yes. This is somebody's other presentation. Okay. So Heather, we have Heather. Please wave. So Heather has an extensive background in PR. She's taking her wonderful skills and transferring them into real estate. She's going to be a rock star. We absolutely love that you're here with us. And if anybody has an open house that Heather can shadow you at, please reach out to her. Show her your KWNR family love. And she's a brand new agent, so that's what we're here to support her with. Lisa! Lisa! We're so happy that you're licensed and you're with us and you're fully here and about to take off. You both and Kathy as well. Welcome to the Premier team. We're so happy. You've been around for a few months, and I'm very happy to finally, officially welcome you into this wonderful real estate world and into our KWNR family. Okay, so some congratulations are in order. Natalie, you've been absolutely amazing. We see your clients come into the office all the time. You're in here, giving your energy, and thank you so much, and congratulations. It's a big deal. So you'll be receiving 100% commissions. So yay. We have a few faces to celebrate on the international scale, on the Canadian scale. So KW Canada Top 25 Producer GCI. So Trish is actually number 1.
3,500 agents.
3,500 agents.
Trish is number 1 for gross commission income.
Yes, and Ben is number 3. Very lucky to
First
have them.
quarter, or what is that?
That's an individual agent, measuring individual agents,
For-
so you have individual agents, teams, and groups.
Yeah,
For
for
what?
one-
For the first, to the end of February.
Yeah, to the end of February. Okay,
We didn't have March numbers out.
yes. So KW Canada Top 25 Producer, Group 3 or More Producing Associates, the Julie Kinnear team! And speaking of Julie, it's a perfect segue to
Education.
education.
Want me to come on?
I would love for you to stand up, that would be
Hey guys, just
fantastic.
before Julie does that, the value that the people that we just saw, the few people mentioned just now, is why they're where they're at. They present value to their clients so effectively. The Julie Kinnear team does a spectacular job in getting the client, retaining the client, and getting referrals through the client. And the client perceives and sees real value in what they do. So she keeps growing for that reason. She's growing her team. The clients are growing through Julie's efforts. Thanks, Julie.
Team effort.
Pretty cool.
Team, yeah, I totally acknowledge the fact it's a team, but I hope that, you know, we like to share some of our successes, some of our systems and all that kind of stuff, so that, you know, everybody in the office can, you know, learn from each other, practice, just like the mission says, you know, best practices and all that stuff. But I have to say that Aresta and I have worked really hard on our Tech Month calendar, and these are the ones that you want me to highlight. Like, I don't know this calendar like the back of my hand. First of all, do we like the idea of like a theme?
Yeah.
Like that, right? I like it, I'm totally into it, but that's maybe just me. So this month is tech, but maybe just even before we get into that, does anybody have ideas for another month of theme?
Every month is tech. How about that?
You know, that's a good point, because that's what we're feeling now from KWRI is
So maybe we do tech quarter.
tech forward.
Tech
That's a good way
forward.
to look at it.
Yeah.
Because, for example, we're having Chuck Charlton come speak next week, who I'm a massive fan of. He and I have masterminded together. I've known him for a long time. He runs a fantastic business in Milton. And it would be, you know, in your best interest, my own humble opinion, to be here next Thursday on the 11th to hear what he has to say. But what I was able to do was guide him in on what are we looking for, because he could talk about anything, right? Like just like our team, we could talk about anything. We're focusing him on his tech strength, which he has a lot of.
I think tech is great, love it myself.
Yes.
Another good
Yes, I would
topic
like topics.
would be, like in conjunction with the tech thing, but is like best practices for keeping in touch with your past clients.
Good
So like an
idea.
8x8 touch? Or like
Not
33
necessarily, no,
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 no.
it
Yes.
just could be,
That's okay, okay.
Yes.
I'm saying
Okay,
generally
touch points,
speaking, you
touch
work with
points.
someone, you had a great experience, they love you love them. Hello, why don't we keep better in touch with these people?
Yes.
So like, you know, just kind of like maybe tips on how to do that.
Yeah.
You all kind of know how to do it.
No, we can talk about different strategies behind that.
I know you did collaborate before, but I wasn't able to make that.
Yes. You like collab?
I know, yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else would be.
I want to know more
Yeah,
about
that'd be-
collab.
that would be good.
Yeah, somebody ready to make that?
Everyone's just like, yep, yep.
Collab and in type like client retention.
After
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What about investing?
Investing.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Did I let you look at investing?
Yeah.
A month?
Keeping your money, making your money grow. Yes. And there's all sorts of stuff with investing. I mean, there's everything from having a property that uses Airbnb to, you know, what do you do with your stocks and all that kind of stuff, or what do you do, you know, in your own home kind of stuff. Adding value in your own property because it's the no tax. Tyler?
This might be a bit niche, and I don't know if we need a whole month or quarter on it, but I feel like I don't know enough about commercial, so I'd love some,
Yeah,
if there's any experts in the office that can talk about that, I'd love to sort of hear a bit more about that.
Could be a topic. We can do that. I know nothing about commercial, so.
We have 2 or
don't
3
ask me.
agents that do work on commercial.
Interestingly, Kathy used to own a residential commercial property, which is also interesting, just as far as financing and renting and all that kind of stuff. Any other ideas for topics? Leslie, you're up there. What do you want to learn about?
I wanna learn, like,
8x30
Tech with the 33 touch, the 8x8, that, those systems for me, I want to learn.
Got it.
Good.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that, our team does a lot of that. Okay, so, okay. It's a bit confusing because I'm supposed to tell you a little bit about what my team does in tech, but we'll go through the calendar first. But one of the things is Tyler, who's training on Monday, thankfully, he's gonna teach you guys all about Google Drive. So that's Google Hangouts, that's Google Sheets and Docs and all those kinds of things. That's Google, like all the cloud-based sort of opportunities that you have, and you can use it for your CRM, you can use it all kinds of stuff. But it's a very, very effective sort of program, and I remember when 80, actually, you were probably the one who got me into, you know, being able to share things on Google and stuff, and it's great for masterminding, it's great for clients, it's great for all sorts of stuff like that. So anyway, check it out with Tyler. He's very techie. He's good at this sort of stuff. He's very paper-free. You know, paper-free people? He's one of those guys.
So we got James and Tyler so far.
James and Tyler so far. We got them. So I've been really encouraging people to go to Bold. The first day is free. It's in Burlington, but I have to say, I've been to Bold Leadership. I took a course very similar to Bold way back. Tyler and Holly have done Bold. I've done all kinds of Bold stuff. I've been to Bold first day numerous times. It is a jolt. It's like a good shot in the arm as far as like energy. It's like, whoa, you're hit by so much good stuff, and we've got 2 of the JKT newer members of our team doing it this spring. So when Norm says, what does the Julie Kinnear team do? We do courses like Bold. So we go to the, we keep learning,
Yeah.
and I can't, you know, download all my information. I'm not a professional trainer. These guys at Bold are super on it. And I think it's such a good community, and you learn so much. And Leslie's a good example. You did it twice last year. You know, your confidence level is awesome. It's like you're a total vet realtor because a lot of it comes from that intense experience, you know? So good for you. What else am I supposed to talk about? Oh, Command. Oh, we're very excited about Command. James. Can we all just say thank you to James for training? We did a little mastermind, like a little conversation, you know, in the background, just as it happened, we had like a conference call all about how we can make Tech Month really successful for you guys. He's doing the hosting with Kirby Chan on the Facebooks on Wednesday, learning about Facebook. And he's also really excited about Command, which I'm kind of excited about too. I'm really hoping it's really, I think it's going to be just as good as they're talking about. It's the new CRM, it's the new sort of program coming out of KWRI, like the international. And he's working on task management and pipeline part 1, and then task management and pipeline part 2. So what that means, pipeline would be like your clients, you know, you get a lead, you meet somebody at an open house, somebody calls you, whatever, that's part of your pipeline, and then it sort of goes through. Task management would be, okay, you take a client, and then the next steps. What are the next tasks?
Into 8x8.
This is what it does. It's all about the 8x8. So it's all about the after unit with the client, or the before unit. Sort of you can you know, do it for keeping in touch early, or when you're, so you can use it in a lot of different ways. Depends on what the client is in the process. And then why don't you talk about your favorite thing, which is this career visioning?
Yes, career visioning. So anyone who is thinking you're at, you know, a certain production level, you're like, I can't think of what I'm going to do next, and how do I leverage my time? There isn't enough of me to go around. All of that will be taught in a course over 2.5 days. It's going to be career visioning in 30, 60, 90. So it'll talk about where you want to take your career next and how to leverage people in doing so. So how to recruit, hire, train, retain a person to your team. And that the idea of that is your first admin person that you can leverage on your team. So we had 2 agents, Dan Brown for sure went out last fall to do this. His feedback was fantastic. So if that's the next step you're thinking of making, or a year down the road you're thinking of making in your career, please come out to this. It's an investment of time and of $549 that will...
Is it 3 days?
It's 2.5 days.
2.5 days. So it's 2.5 days up in Vaughan, but it's again, professional training here. This is like real live coaching from people who
Successful people.
Successful
extremely, you know, and it's extremely well
run.
positioned,
Yes.
well run, yes.
Yeah, and
it
put
is.
together.
Yep.
And this is a fantastic opportunity that you have real estate friends who are at that level at other brokerages to say, hey, if you're stuck, if you don't have answers, come. These are all going to be people that are thinking about the same thing that you're thinking. So not only is it very educational, it's also like brainstorming and meeting colleagues who can help you out along the way. You can help each other out. So bring them out. It's not, you know, it's for KW. We welcome other agents as well, which is what my main task is going to be, asking people that I know are ready to take the next step in leverage to come to this event.
Good.
Okay, so thank you, Julie. Okay, so we want to close off our Ignite. And I've got a certificate for one Ignite participant, Randall Reshore. For attending the most sessions. Thank you so much. It will show up in your business. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
It's already starting to, Randall.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Bold we talked about. This is another poster that you'll be seeing around the office. Free first step, intro and foundation. So you will see a return on investment in your time in this free first step. Should you be passionate enough to sign up, I highly recommend it. I took it twice myself. Leslie as well. If this is something that you have time for.
I took it twice too.
Woohoo! Because each time you learn from a different perspective, you're further in your career.
Who's doing this one?
Unfortunately, I don't have that information. But he'll be good or she'll be good for sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it?
Sorry?
No, these
You
are.
can host.
You have to be trained.
Yeah, I got training.
So Holiday Inn Burlington Hotel Conference Center 3063 South. Anyways, that. And this is what we talked about already. So it's career visioning, 30, 60, 90, and success through others. So it's 3 courses in one. And that's what it is. That's why it takes so long. Okay, technology. James, can we have you up here, please?
James,
What am I talking about?
where are we at, James?
Oh, this is an old slide.
Status of command and timeline.
Oh, sorry.
The reason's okay. Command, making great progress. Every time I go on, something new is there. It's like I'm trying to learn at the same time as you guys, because every time I do something, I go back and it's never the same, which is frustrating in a way, but it's always getting better, which is good. So if you do want to learn a little bit more about Command, I'm trying to leverage my time a little bit here. I've been making videos and they're on Facebook. The page is called 66-Day Command Challenge Space Canada. If you haven't been invited, ask the front desk, they'll be able to help you out with that.
So, yes, this is very, very important because the videos are very, like, they're awesome. They're like really bite-sized pieces that you can just
like
implement.
3 minutes long.
3 minutes long, that's the most. And
So-
it's a 66-day challenge, so James is here investing 66 videos.
I'm not gonna lie, I've missed a few days, but it's sequential still, so I will do 66 videos, mark my words, but not every day.
Yeah. So, with that, can you write that down,
I'll do
please?
Marker me.
Marker right here.
So how close is it to being usable as like the one and only CRM that someone uses for the business?
So, great question. I will just add a piece to it and you can answer it in its entirety. You can now send out neighborhood snapshots because it's connected to IDX, which is fantastic. It's a touch point with you that it will impress and create individual landing pages for each of your clients depending on where they live. So it's hyper local. You can do it now, yeah.
Russell, have you checked the data though? Because the last time I looked, it wasn't very accurate.
We can do it now. That's what I know, and that's what we're going with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they work, but I don't think the data's right.
The
That
date.
was the wrong data.
It's Stinson.
The landing page
Oh,
works,
data.
but the data in the landing page isn't right.
Stinson.
So
Yeah.
Is it
realistically then,
66-day command challenge?
Alright. No, okay.
Back to Tyler's question.
Yeah, so as
Yes.
far as, pipelines, relationship management,
like being able to actually use it.
marketing,
Yes, absolutely. You can do that. You can definitely do that.
You can-
They're recommending that you take 10 clients and put them in, and you start to play with 10 clients before you put your whole.
What I've been doing is, it seems like kind of a waste of time, but every new client I get, I just put into both. I use Agent Locator still and Command. Instead of like importing everything right now, I just start manually adding them one at a time as I get new clients. And then once I feel like it's totally ready, I'll move everyone else over.
So when do you think it's gonna be totally ready?
Well, the big thing that we're waiting on right now is smart plans, and that sort of ties into the 8x8 and the 33 touch. That's gonna like revolutionize everything. You'll be able to automatically send out specific landing pages to one person. You can do all your emails, texts, calls. It'll track everything, but that's not ready yet. So
Is it
What's
syncing
that
to
called?
Google yet?
smart plans.
It is syncing to Google, isn't it syncing to Google?
It syncs to
It's
Google
syncing to
Calendar and
Google.
Gmail.
So I was trying that the last week, and it still wasn't working for me, but it is now.
Keep trying.
What?
Just keep trying.
Sorry,
And
Gmail?
Gmail
Yeah, all of
and
it, calendars, anything.
Okay, so maybe you can schedule one-on-one with Catherine?
I'll swing by your
Perfect.
office later.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
just so you guys know, this is obviously, we're very close to, right, like, it's continually, but the reality is that it would, you have to get your mind around actually moving things over, and it takes a long time to move stuff over, so if you start now, then maybe in 6 months, when it'll all be sort of running perfectly, you might actually do it. Because right now, it's early, but it's not too late to start, is the point.
And that's why I'm
You're
doing it
getting so
one at a
much better
time,
at it,
because
right?
you just become familiar and more comfortable. If you're not feeling comfortable with the system, you'll never want to switch your database over. So as long as you just like one at a time, you start to learn new functions, you'll become more comfortable, and eventually when it is fully functional, you'll be like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, short-term pain for long-term gain. And so
That's it.
If you get,
No
right
pain, no
now,
gain.
you just can't import your database like that, and that, which would be ideal. But once you're able to do that, you're gonna be able to run your business from your landing page.
From your phone, guys,
From
Kelly.
your phone,
Also,
from
if you
your
don't have the Kelly app, download it because they're both powered by the same system. Any data that's in Command will be on Kelly too.
So you can add a contact to your Kelly, that'll go straight into your Command. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to play around with Command right now, just keep adding contacts to your Kelly, and that'll show up there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Just to say one further thing, James is doing a whole lot of work here, and we're really appreciative of that. But Arresta's being challenged and charged as well to become very, very knowledgeable with every aspect of Command, so that we've got a local in-house person as well.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, it's not. It'll be there. Someone start singing.
What's that, guys?
Intermission.
It's Stinson. Dave, if I got kicked out of my Kelly app, how do I get back in?
Log in.
There's no, I don't remember any of the information.
Do you know your Edge password? Like your command?
Yeah, you can do it. That happened to me, and I.
Daniela can get it for you.
Through my KW. Go through my KW, yeah.
Try.
Okay, never
Try
mind.
David Capelli, all one word, and then the password that you use for everything.
Oh, not say it
What are
I can only imagine what it is.
And little plug.
Like I'm only good for one password.
I know.
Join KWYP if you're eligible.
40
and
under.
under.
40 and
40 and under. We just had a great Moroccan night on Front Street on Friday. Went to Pravda after. If you don't know, it's a vodka bar. It was a great time, guys. Really great.
Return on investment, like ROI.
Lots of fun. It was good. And it's nice, especially for the people who do work in the Hamilton and Durham region. Almost all of the YP members are out west. So Exactly, I want to get more YP people in Toronto and start a chapter here. So if you
Karen,
don't,
that's directly for you.
Sorry.
You don't have to speak though.
Hey, Jane, can half of you come to the next meeting?
Sorry?
Can half of me come to the next meeting?
Yeah. Only if you join,
Perfect. Wonderful. Can we please ask Roberta to join us?
Go.
Hey, Jane, what does YP cost?
So Red Day is on May 9th. Please mark it in your calendars. Details will follow. We haven't confirmed anything yet, but
We're working on
it.
two options.
And if you don't have anything to do on Thursday, April the 25th, come
That's a
down.
really nice invitation.
No!
I'm here! Come out and do nothing better. Let's get to let me finish. We had an amazing time last month. It was a lot of fun. And it was a small group of us and kind of impromptu. Everyone got the invitation, but there weren't a lot that came out, but it was a lot of fun. We played ping pong, we played pool, we drank, we ate. It was just a good time. So please come out on the 25th. It will be a really great time.
There is nothing better to do.
I know. Put it in your calendars now.
Nothing better to do
There's
that.
nothing better to do.
Whatever you have that night, cancel it and
Yes.
come out to the ping pong night.
You'll be happy you did. And
You
bring your friends,
Significant
family.
other.
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Pocket
And
dogs.
David's going to talk
No.
about golf. Yes.
All right. Now,
There you go.
there we go. KW Cares Golf Tournament is scheduled for Monday, June 24th. It is a wonderful event where we have an afternoon of 18 holes, shotgun start, no skill required, which is the most fun. Best ball, if you want to play best ball, I don't think the rest of us do, but hey, by all means. Maybe that's why you win every year.
I went for best clothing every year because I get my team to wear matching outfits. Best dress, but not for playing.
Didn't Trish win one year?
For best dress, maybe.
Yeah.
But you're up this year.
So anyway, there is now a thriving competition for best dressed. There is closest to the keg.
I'm so
Where-
sorry, we didn't.
That's okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We're
Not
good.
on there.
Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm also not Roberta.
Oh, yeah.
David, did you say 18 hole?
Yeah, we're doing 18 holes.
Okay.
There are
yeah.
gift cards for closest to the pin, gift cards for longest drive. You can actually win a keg of beer, assuming we can get our sponsor back for closest to the keg. Dinner is chicken breast with vegetables, so all the drinking you do during the day will be well absorbed in the evening. It should be a fun event. It's been fun every year, so it's going to be $160 for the round of golf. And of that, $23 will be going directly to KW Cares. At the gate, or at the entrance to the golf course, we're going to have gimme strings, mulligans, and a 50-50 draw for an additional $20. And all of that will be going straight to KW Cares. The initiative is hopefully to try and raise close to $3,000 in one day, which will go a long way to our brokerage initiative of $8,000.
Does the 160 include dinner?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So the 160 is your 18 holes of golf and your dinner, and there will be a silent auction, I think, as well. Again, if we get our sponsors back. So if you know anybody, all of you well-diverse people with fingers in different industries, if you know anybody who might be able to donate something, bring something, tickets, whatever they can bring to a silent auction that might drive some cash, or if you want to invite them to the golf tournament, we can do that too. But it should be a fun event. Where is it? Oh, it's at Royal Woodbine. So the same host we've always had. It's at 27 in Dixon, roughly.
Bring lots of golf balls.
Yeah, it's a fun course. It's not extremely long, but it's a fun course to play. June 24th.
And you do bumper cars in those golf carts.
Oh, yeah.
We don't advertise that, but yes. And that's it for golf. So,
Fantastic.
Thank you.
and really, you have to come on the 25th. It is so much fun. They cook cute.
Yeah.
Bye guys.
Oh, my apologies.
Okay.
So, two things that I'd like to add to the Red Day. For yourself and your business, not only are we helping the community, but you're also going to be able to showcase the spirit of Keller Williams and what we do as a whole in our communities for that one day throughout North America, throughout the world, isn't it? Throughout, yeah, the world, in our communities. So it would be great to, you know, expose this to your network so they can see what their commissions are going towards as well. Yeah. For golf, it's a great opportunity to get to know the people that you recommend better. So if you've got a mortgage broker, if you've got a contractor that you use, that they're interested in playing golf, what better way to get to know them than to sit next to them for 18 holes? Like, it's a fantastic opportunity to solidify those relationships, to create better memories and better relationships, better networking, all that. So please take advantage of that.
Or thank your best client or something.
What
Yeah,
they do,
thanks.
there you go.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
If your contacts say no to golf, tell them they have to support a hole at $2.50 a pop for advertising. And we'll put a sign on the hole, so it's either $2.50 or them and a friend for a round of golf.
Perfect, perfect. And that can be billed through your monthly billings, so you just let us know how many people you want to attend. It's very easy for us to bill you, and it comes out in that. So, this is short and sweet. We're gonna go to Word on the Street now.
Great, okay.
Hey! Sesame Street.
So I've been in the boardroom, I feel like, I've been away a lot. I will just put that out there right now, since basically the second week of February, it started with family reunion. And then it just kept going from there. So as of Monday, I've been back in the office, and I've kind of been here like a mainstay, and I've been basically in this front boardroom, and one of the best parts of my days is James walks in and he goes by, and there's that part that you can't see, so just James is tall, so his eyes are right over it. He'll go by and be like, and I'll be in a meeting or something, and I'm like trying not to laugh, you know, there's James like doing his dance past the window, but a little bit of humor goes a long way, so thank you, James. Yes. Okay, we're in the street, we're out there, we're hustling, we're making offers, and there seems to be a lot of offers happening. There's some listings coming out. I took on all of my 3 children to the Kinnear Team open house yesterday from 5 to 7 on Indian Road. There's lots of people. People are out, so you know, I've been telling everyone the deep freeze has thawed, and we're moving into spring, and not only are the flowers coming out, but the buyers and sellers are coming out as well. So any stories to share, or you know, anything that we can learn, something that you've gone through that would be a process, or something we can learn from each other that you've had to go through over the last little bit, or just insight into how you're feeling the market's going and any specific deals you've been working on. David.
So, I happen to be living with my in-laws for a whole bunch of reasons, but I sat down this morning getting ready for work, getting kids ready for school, and my father-in-law pulled up Twitter and said, so, I hear the market's flat. Does that mean we can get our $1.1 million bungalow for $900,000 this month? To which I had to reply, no. Your market at whatever, entry level to 1.2 is absolutely killing right now. And as an example, I was at an offer on Tuesday night. It was $689 for a 900 square foot townhouse on Jones Avenue in East End. They had 9 offers and it sold for $870. And I'm finding on Jones.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I'm finding more and more and more often that the multiple offers in the million and below are just driving that market right through the roof.
And Fermanagh got $899 asphalt for $1.2 million.
Yeah.
As an example, and these are gutters, like you could not live in them, not habitable.
10 days ago I was on Campbell, no parking, no basement finish, 25,000, listed as $789, sold for over 1.1 with 14 offers.
Christie, 231 Christie. 899 went for 134.
So that, I kind of feel like if you're seeing a price tag at under $899, and I would, handle your clients how you'd like, but if they're looking at price tags for $899, thinking $915 is going to get it done, $950 and under right now is a really hard sell. So you've got to be, you know, I would go pre-approval and go in, educate your clients as to what they're looking at, because that million and below market is raging right now.
Now, just so you know, that is a generalization, so
Yeah.
be careful in your areas with your client, no
Yeah.
offense,
No.
but, you know, it depends, cause further out might not be like that, for example, I don't work further out, but I know that
It's
it's
not.
different,
Yeah.
it's not.
No.
No.
I
This
work
is what I
further
hear.
out and it's not.
That's what I hear, so,
Yeah.
so just keep it,
In the
Don't
core
apply that to
town,
Woodbridge and
we're
Milton.
seeing a lot of actual
Yeah.
price changes in the non-core is what we're seeing.
that's
actually.
what I'm saying,
Is
yes.
is what's coming through the brokerage, yeah.
So, and the west, downtown west is pretty hot right now.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Condos are really hot.
crazy.
Condos
Yeah,
are always.
condos are crazy.
condos are.
People have just got their minds around condos.
Can I share one thing? My mother and I went to a brokers event for King Toronto, which is going to be, it's a bunch of condo buildings with plants all over them. You might have seen ads.
Yeah.
They're selling pre-sale for 1,700 a square foot
Oh my God.
and 90 cents a square foot for maintenance.
Whoa.
Yeah. wow.
Parking is an extra 100 grand and you need 2-bedroom minimum. And it's 3 years, 2023 is expected completion date.
So value your money,
Will that
everybody.
happen? Well, they haven't even broken ground yet. And they're building on a heritage building.
And they're sold
3.5
3
years?
out of 4 buildings
They
now?
sold
Yeah,
two,
they're on the fourth.
sold out, one is half sold out, and they're just.
They're launching the fourth on the 13th.
But from an agent perspective, that leaves a ton of opportunity to market resale.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Is that a huge
Yeah.
hole on French Street?
No, that's the
No,
well.
that's the well.
So on that note, this
But it's
morning, at our mastermind, we talked about the fact that, you know, we have tons of buyers that we're working with, and we've got buyer searches set up for them, and the discussion came about, well, each of us should be one of our own buyers, and we should be checking our own opportunities daily and what we're doing in order to buy some investment properties or an investment property. So this should be always a part of what our plans are, obviously, and we're out there hustling for these clients, why not hustle for us too?
But you can
Right,
reach
put
to your
ourselves in
clients, you
position.
can hustle for yourself and then get your client you're selling a house to invest some of their money in a condominium and rent it out.
Mhm.
Get people deeper into the market rather than stocks and bonds and other investments.
Right, yeah. And I want to congratulate Lizanne and Courtney on doing a deal together. So that's pretty exciting when we get to work with a
Exclusive
colleague.
deal.
Yeah, an exclusive deal.
Exclusive deal.
And just to, you know, an idea around that would be like, obviously that if you've got an exclusive, you're marketing it ahead of time based on circumstance within the office. It's a great opportunity for us to just jump on that and make a deal happen together. So it's always a great way to work with a colleague. We all know that. We've done it in the past. It's been fantastic. So it's great. So congratulations, you two. Is there anything, did anyone have a great new listing coming out or another story to share?
Just a word on the street, we had a mortgage broker last week come into our meeting and talk to us for an hour. And it was fascinating about what's going on and some of the little changes that they just made the government, but also about rates and the confidence level. And so we learned a couple things, like maybe I'm out of it, but I learned that CMHC mortgages, for example, so people who are putting less than 20% down and are buying for less than $1 million, which would be condos, for example. Their interest rate is very competitive right now. They're actually better than, like you can put 5 or 10% down on less than $1 million versus somebody who's putting $1 million down on a $2 million house. The person putting 50% down on a $2 million house is paying higher rate.
Wow.
So the rates are very competitive. They've gone down in the last 6 months. Like they've been, and they're anticipating them to stay low. Like there's some really good news with the mortgages out there, just so y'all know.
Rates are going down.
Anyway, it was fascinating. We learned a lot, and that's the kind of thing, like we're always growing and learning and trying to improve to be better for our own clients. So just so you know, those are some of the things that are going on.
Great, super, great. Any new listings that people want
I
to
want
talk
to
about?
just add something.
Yeah.
The word in the street is opposed to on the street meeting, in the street meeting right here amongst ourselves. And as you probably know, I look at the numbers all the time to see how we're doing financially in the business. And I think we could add to the list of things to talk about would be selling your value.
Your value proposition?
Yeah, your value proposition, and you guys have got more value than sometimes you realize is when I want to kind of go with that. And you don't realize it's limiting beliefs a little bit. Eliminating limiting beliefs, that may be the topic. Trish, for instance, she's not here right now.
Did you write that down? Write that down.
Yeah, and we're filming.
Right
it all.
now, I looked at, I'll mention her name, I wasn't going to. Trish Much teaches a class, I think, here on how to, what commission rates to charge and why. I don't think she calls it that.
Keeping your commissions.
She averages 1% on average more than everybody. across Canada. Because she sells her value, and she delivers on what she said she's going to do. And I'm just impressed with the fact that she's consistently doing that, and does it bold-faced with her clients, up front, delivers other services for that, and gets away with it in this marketplace we're in. And I just, one after the other, see it, and I can't believe it.
Just to add to that, I think there's a lot of people who do provide similar value, but I think the difference is the way that you perceive yourself.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
she truly believes that, her services are worth 6%.
That's right.
Some
They're all
agents still think
6%
2.5 is too high.
3.5 and 2.5.
That's what you think.
She takes 3.5. I just signed a deal today, $800,000, James, she made 28 grand on it.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And the client's happy.
Yeah.
The client's desperately happy.
That's great.
But we have limiting beliefs is where I'm going with this.
Even if you all just bumped it up to 5.5%.
Well, you gotta
Sell
work
it.
through.
But bear in mind, there is
Almost
competition,
effortlessly.
the purple, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition and noise out there that's gonna kind of beat us down on that. So it's a little bit more difficult to truly believe it unless you really believe it.
Unless you talk to Trish much.
That's
Or
limiting,
listen to
that's what we want is limiting beliefs.
No, and I believe it too,
Yeah.
but marketing out there is talking to the clients that we're talking to. So you have to be prepared for the opposition or the stuff that's gonna come at you. And not be intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Because if they think that you're intimidated by it, they'll stick to
They'll
it.
David.
Can I add something, talk about a value-added proposition? So not a lot of you know me, I haven't spent a lot of the last 3 years in the office. But
Every day here now.
but last year I made a conscious effort because I wanted my business to grow to be in the office every day. So I took a little while to get there, my 6-to-6 day challenge is getting better. But I try to be in the office 4 days a week, every morning. And the one thing that I have learned and that I continue to learn from are the people who are in the office every day, inner leaders in the industry. Adie's here, Courtney's here often. I see Cal around, Trish is here, in and out. There's people in the office every day that can help you build your confidence and help you build your strategy to help you build your business. So just by being around and associated with professional individuals and like-minded successful individuals in a day-to-day basis, if you're working from home, take a shower and put on a pair of jeans and come in for a morning, and you may find you're the only one here some days, but other days you may find there's 3 or 4 or 5 other people, and if you're working through a problem, you can work through it together. It's great. So I would say spending more time in the office is a great way to add value to your own life.
Randall?
Oh, just about the discount brokerages I'm dealing with. I'm pre-negotiating my negotiation for Monday with the discount brokerage. And just from that, knowing your value perspective, the agent that I'm dealing with who works for the discount brokerage has never delivered on her promise to her listing clients of the 1% commission, because that is always the negotiation piece. So even those brokerages, although they're signing these people up for 1% commission, none of them are landing with 1%. So it's something to mention to our clients, I guess, when we're adding our values, like, hey, not only are we not going to back down for your money, but we're also going to deliver on what we say we're going to deliver on.
Yeah. Awesome.
You got a great story. You got to really, if you're afraid to fail, you'll never succeed. So that's number one, right? 1.5 years I've been talking to these customers in my neighborhood, giving them some great advice, estate dispute between 2 siblings. Public guardian gets involved. They keep coming to me for advice. 8 CMA reports I delivered. 8 letters of opinion over 1.5 years. April Fool's Day, I got an email, 3 words. Thanks for your time. We're going with another agent. 7 words. Anyway, the point of it is that 24 years in this business, you can't. It was a shock because of all the advice I gave. You can't let it eat you up, right? Now here's the positive out of it, is that her daughter is now under contract with me to buy a $500,000 condo. So something's going to happen out of this, right? But not compromising my value. I gave them a value and I stuck to it. They kept getting eaten up by lawyer fees, and they're trying to recoup it and making someone pay for it. And that was me, because I stuck to my 5%. She would say, we got agents that are offering cash back, we've got agents that will do 3%. And I said, go ahead, always nice, right? Never arguing. I said, you guys go ahead with what you want to do. I'm here. This is the price that I'm willing to list it at. I'm more than happy to list it at $1 million if you think that's what it's worth. Or we're going to sign a contract for a year, and we're going to scale it down after a month. Anyway, I got that email. 2 other listings in the neighborhood on the street sold for what I thought they would sell for. They're going for $1 million. They're going to. I have a feeling I'm going to get a call in about 6 months. Frank, need your help again. So, that's the moral of the story. Stick to your guns. Know your value, right? And don't compromise with these agents that do it for 1%. Because you know what? My conversation is, listen, if you're going to hire someone like that, if they're going to compromise their value, what are they going to do to your value? Right? It always hits them in the head. And I'm telling you, I'm sure that's what Trish.
Yeah. You should pick up the phone. Hi, it's 6% Frank.
Especially in 6 months.
Yeah,
6 months and 6.5.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Frank. Thank you, everybody, for sharing.
Can I read something? See this little bit of paper right here?
Yeah, you find your wallet?
I'm still looking. I wasn't going to mention that. So I lost my wallet. I found my wallet. So I'm looking through my wallet. This little strip thing is all covered. I taped it so I could remember what it was. And it's in my wallet. And it's all, how do you read it? But it's apropos to what we're talking about right now. And I have to try to read this. It's called, you might have heard it before. It's called The Bumblebee Cannot Fly. Anybody heard that?
Nope.
Oh, good. Nobody's heard of that. Okay, the bumblebee cannot fly. According to recognized aerotechnical tests, the bumblebee cannot fly because of the shape and weight of his body in relation to the total wing area. I can hardly read it here. But the bumblebee doesn't know this, so he goes ahead and flies anyway. You can fly too.
Oh, that's amazing. Karen, sure.
Just putting it out there, I'm looking for a bit of land for 8 townhouses in like Oakville, the West End-ish. So if anybody hears of anything, you guys can let me know. Like I have all my investors, I have people I'm working with. So we're working on a project now in Oakville. There's 2 of them, and we're just looking for more land.
So who are you and what's your background?
This is Karen. Yes, please, Karen.
Yeah. Karen joined us. Yes, Karen joined us. She does have a strong real estate background. You worked for a big agent that worked in pre-construction, so it was a lot of pre-construction condos. So please ask Karen about that.
Oh, I have no access to anything.
Oh no! But like the process, process. How
knowledge.
The knowledge. And Karen has a portfolio of investors that she works with regularly. So yes. So any kind of big commercial deals, any land that you're trying to get rid of that's like 45 minutes, like Oakville or 45 minutes away from Toronto, that's what
Karen, what's your last name?
Tisser.
Super.
It's hard to
Thanks,
know.
Karen.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
Have a
so
great
much
day.
for coming. Thank you for